Hey everybody, thank you for coming back. We're connected from Italy to Greece today. Thank you for joining us for this interview and this series on the Awakening the Illuminate Heart, ATIH, the Melchizedeck School of Remembering by Drunvalo Melchizedeck. Today with us is beautiful Iliana from Greece. And let's start with the quick questions for Iliana. So why don't you tell us your full name and how you say it?
My name is Iliana Dimas.
Thank you, Iliana. So
Welcome.
where are you right now?
At the moment, I stuck in Greece.
You're stuck in Greece. I know the feeling of being stuck somewhere.
Yes, because I am a world traveler. So, I want to move around the
Yeah.
globe. So, I do my best to stay here and relax and take advantage of the beauty that exists in
Mm,
Greece.
in Greece, yeah. Beautiful Greece. And so where are you originally from?
From Greece. I was born in Athens
Right.
and I lived here all my life.
Nice. The cradle of ancient philosophy. Well, East European ancient philosophy. And so, what is your former education? What did you study growing up?
Um, okay, at the age of 19, I decided to study psychology. On completion of my degree, I realized that I would be successful if I could inspire in my clients the divine philosophy I felt. Some years later, I learned about sacred geometry.
Mm,
I was guided to fly to Egypt and learn more.
mm,
I loved Egypt. It was an extraordinary experience for me. Next on my path was Drunvalo Melchizedeck, who was to bring order into my spiritual world. He helped me combine science, metaphysics, my inner truth, and all these became harmonized. As a psychologist, I feel very gifted for being able to connect all this knowledge with psychology because I guide my clients, my patients, to move to the next step, to overcome their fears easily through connecting to their hearts, to Mother Earth, and to Father Sky.
mm. Good. Thank you. And so, how did you come to meet him? So you said you were guided to go to Egypt and learn about Drunvalo's work. How did it actually happen in your life? Someone gave you a book, or what happened?
Um, some friends of mine suggested to travel with them to meet some friends
Common friends.
where they would teach common friends where they study sacred geometry. At that time, Drunvalo started to teach the next part of Merkaba. I was taught in Egypt the synthetic Merkaba.
Uh-huh, okay. So that's 1998, 99, right? In the
Mm,
90s, he started teaching the
yes,
synthetic one.
I think at the early 2000 I was taught about that.
Hmm.
Um, it was magic, you could control the energy within you and you could change your energy level in a minute. Even though I always felt that was something more. That's why at I remember one morning when I was meditating, I asked guidance from above to move me to the next level where I could meet Drunvalo and educate or study more about him.
Mm.
And then I flew to Sedona. I had a course with him, and then another course, and I wish I could have more.
Welcome to the club. I never took any course in person with him, but I really enjoyed taking the ATIH. I'm taking it again next month. It's one of my favorite
Great.
courses.
Of
Um,
course.
it is great. Um, so, what courses did you take when you were in Sedona?
The way to do is to be.
Uh-huh.
Um, I had already the ATIH courses
Mm-hmm.
with two teachers where I loved. Um, then I had the teachers training course with Drunvalo and other teachers who offer the courses.
Where was that?
Uh, 2013, 2014, that was the last one I had.
That
And
was in Sedona.
yes, I think I was in the last room where he offered for teachers
Mm-hmm.
in order to become a teacher.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's cool. Um, so what do you think is your direct experience? I mean, like, what can you share with us your personal experience of the Merkaba? How do you use the Merkaba in your daily life? And then after that, maybe you can connect it to how you use the awakened, illumined heart, the tiny space of the heart in your personal experience. So
Mhm.
tell us how you use it and how you've used it and what the experience was.
Mm,
It's a big
okay.
question.
Yes, yes. First of all, I felt blessed for me for being able to learn that extraordinary method. My life perspective changed completely because I never thought that I could connect with everything around me.
Mhm.
That remove any boundaries of fear. I removed limitations. I removed um, fear of humans. And lots of fear come to humanity because they don't feel connected with Mother Earth. They don't trust Mother Earth. And especially in my field, where most of the people believe that you should be connected with above and not below. They're out of balance.
Yeah.
So when you connect with Mother Earth, you realize that you're not alone,
Mm,
that you feel the warmth coming from her.
mm,
And as I can usually say to my friends, if you want to jump high, you need to bend your knees. And the greater connection you have with Mother Earth, the higher you can jump.
mm.
So the more you work with Mother Earth, the greater the connection with Father Sky.
Ooh, interesting. That's so true.
Yes. So when these are connected, they involve your light body rises and you build a new aura around you, a light aura. That light aura has a tendency to clear your blocks all day long, especially when you set or when you organize your brain to do it also, or your heart. The greater results, the greater the connection. When you connect with sky and mother simultaneously, the aura gets so bright. You can do that all day long. In order to create Merkaba, that should be set. You cannot build up or energize or recreate the seed of Merkaba if these two energies are not connected.
So, how do you connect with the earth? What is your way of connecting with Mother Earth?
Different ways every day. For instance, some days I feel that I create light from my heart, and I send her that as a gift from me, and then the connection happens immediately. Other days I feel that I dive into the deepest part of the earth when I see what is truly in there, because there is lots of light in the deepest parts of the earth. Lots of light, love, energy. So that is the strongest connection I build. Other days I feel that I create roots, and these roots going to the center of the earth. And other days I feel like energy comes from the earth immediately. So there are different ways to do it,
So you use
depending on
meditation
the
techniques.
energy.
So you use meditation images to ground
Yes,
yourself and
yes,
create a steady
yes,
connection.
yes,
Beautiful. Um,
yes.
did you want to say, sorry, I interrupted you. Did you want to say something else?
Um, One more suggestion for earthing, like when you walk barefoot, as we said earlier, or when you dive into the sea, you
Yeah.
can connect with Mother Earth because you can see the water as a womb,
Mm-hmm.
and you dive into her, and then you feel connected. Sometimes, though, you need to do extra work in the sea because some people have the tendency to connect with the sea in such a level where they feel disconnected from the air, from everything around them. And that is not good all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We should stay connected with everything around us all the time
I agree.
in a way.
So what is your, so you learned first the synthetic Merkaba, and then you went through both processes.
Mm-hmm,
You're
mm-hmm.
one of those that went through the whole learning curve with Drunvalo. And so why don't you tell us about your experience of the Merkaba? What did you see? Did you see it explode? Did you use it for travel? Did you use it for anything in your daily life? What is your personal experience and personal use of the Merkaba?
First of all, I need to say that Merkaba for me is a spiritual spaceship. So it's my personal spaceship that can move me everywhere.
Right.
I used to do that before Merkaba, but I didn't feel as protected as I feel at the moment, having this vehicle of light around me.
Mm.
It's one of the first things I do daily. It's to remember Merkaba, to remember how it is.
Right.
In such a way, I re energize it.
Mm. So you meditate okay, in the morning. You meditate on the Merkaba,
Yes,
and you
yes,
see it. You do it
yes,
synthetically
yes.
or through the process
No,
of the.
no, no. When you create or you energize the Merkaba that is taught by Drunvalo Melchizedeck, the second version, it
Right.
stays alive forever.
So the ATIH.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it stays alive forever.
Yeah.
And but it's magical to give gratitude to your Merkaba because it fills your world with that.
Mm.
Wherever you go, you spread light,
Mm.
you
Okay.
spread joy. Wherever you feel inside there, you recreate it to the world around you. When you set your Merkaba to be filled with light, love, all the day, during the day, that energy is filled around you. So everyone who comes near you, it brings you more of that into your reality.
Mm. Okay.
So it's a vehicle that recreates light, recreates joy,
Right.
recreates happiness. Hmm?
So you set your Merkaba to you program. Can we use that word? Your Merkaba, sorry, to create light and love in your life,
Yes,
and
yes,
that's what you share with your
yes,
patients, with your psychology
yes.
patients. Okay. That.
Because if you have these two essences, joy and love, you have everything.
Mm. True.
Having joy, you build up the right energy to increase your income, to increase abundance, because you need joy to become a creator,
Right.
to bring in whatever you wish to.
Right. Well said.
Nothing more.
Well said. And so, can you share with us your experience of going into the heart? And I don't know, you had a question and you wanted guidance. I don't know, anything that was um, relevant in terms of your personal life. Like, how did
Okay.
the tiny space of the heart helped you in your everyday life?
Hmm. It helped me elevate my positive feelings about Earth, humans, life in general. What else can I say? I felt abandoned constantly. And going into the tiny pace of the heart can be a process, but it can be also a lifetime experience that helps you stay there forever. You can be in the tiny space of the heart all day long, if you wish to, of course.
Mm.
If you wish, it stays.
Right. So, how do you know when you are in the tiny? I mean, except for the feeling of love and light, do you experience other sensations that make you feel certain that you're there? And again, remember, you're talking to a very logical person that wants everything in words and you can answer all the questions.
Okay.
Likes to clarify everything.
You know, it's a challenge always. Always it's a challenge to speak to really logical human beings. But sometimes people who tend to experience life only logically, and I don't mean about you, because
Yeah,
I
no,
know
you can
that you
speak
are
about me.
more of that. You are more of that. Some people do it out of fear, but you do it to support people who wish to learn more. So that's a challenge for me, and it's fun.
Okay, good. So I'll
Okay.
drill you with 1,000 questions.
Okay. Okay. So, when you reach the tiny place of the heart, at least for the first time, uh, I feel you feel numbed.
Mm,
It's an experience that is well known in your heart, but the brain feels awkward at the moment.
mm,
Um, the most adventurous part of that is that at the beginning, that tiny space of the heart changes all the time. Every time you visit, it changes
mm,
till the point where it's just as it is supposed to be.
mm, mm. It's interesting. I'm
Uh,
gonna share with you my experience of it and see how
yes.
what you can add about it. Because when I meditate and I stare at the darkness inside there, and I have the intention of going in a tiny space of first entering the heart and then entering this tiny space of the heart. Entering the heart is very easy for me. I can do it now. I can just breathe,
Mm-hmm.
follow my inhalation, and I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
I even have a physical sensation in my chest. Yeah, it's not a joke. It's for real. It's a physical expression, a physical thing. But the tiny space of the heart, it's a little trickier. It's not easy to find. You can orient yourself in that darkness and find a location, and then something shifts in my perception. Something I cannot describe it. I don't know what it is, but like my sometimes I feel compressed, like I'm inside me in my heart, and I'm like it feels like something is compressing.
Okay.
And some other times it's just a shift of it's so fast. It's a quick shift of, and I don't know if I'm there or I'm getting there. And there's a light. I see a little tiny dot of light in front of me, and I can just go into that direction, and then I feel the compression. Some other times I don't feel the compression. I just see the light, and there's the shift of perception. It's literally like that little moment when you're falling asleep, before falling asleep, or no,
Mm-hmm.
it's literally a state of, it's a different, don't even know how to describe it. It feels like there is it feels like this space, this 2D space of darkness becomes 3D, becomes wider.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the teachers say they are in the universe, they find and experience, supreme consciousness and awareness. I certainly find myself in a massive space. It's bigger. It's not flat
Mm-hmm.
screen. It's a 3D. Like 3D, I mean, it has depth, vastness to it. It has profound. I can go forward. It's
Yes.
not like a screen. Um, but then it's all dark, and it's like, okay, I'm here, cool. So what now? And so,
What you can do, you can say, lights on, please.
yeah, no, sometimes,
when
yeah, no,
yes,
I've done that, and then there's a few little sparks of light coming in and on, and then it's like, okay, I'm here. What's next?
that's perfect. I think it's a unique experience for all of us
Yeah,
every time,
right.
but there is a trick
Mm,
always
mm,
not to expect or accept your brain to say that is not there.
mm,
Always feel that you are there. So then the walls fall apart, they all go.
right.
Because tiny space of the heart is also in your heart, is outside and in the deepest part of the earth. It's everywhere.
Mm,
So we create the walls using our body, our mind, and our organs,
mm,
body organs. So if you say that it's a wider thing, that I don't have to jump to reach it, then you're there a lot easier than expected.
yeah. The reason why I like to articulate my experiences most of the time is because the mind
Mm-hmm.
has them. Otherwise, it's like that little step of crystallization. And on one level, speaking about one's own experience could be detrimental. But in general, if you speak about your own experiences, the good thing is that you are remembering, you're giving yourself a chance to remember. It's not just and articulate it. It becomes
Mhm.
more real for the brain. It becomes something that is repeatable. That's what is fundamental for me.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
it's important to articulate my experiences because otherwise it's difficult to repeat or go back to it.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that's a universal subject. It also gives us a chance to go back to it and remember, and you can read it and remember it. Sometimes, unfortunately, when we write down things, we lose the frequency, we lose the emotional side of things. So you're here, and
Mhm.
then the
Mhm.
mind recreates kind of it's like repainting on the drawing of the experience. So I'm a little debated where the mind and the heart and the body and the experience and the senses should stand into. But it's very fundamental, I think, to articulate and speak about it. And so, thank you for sharing your own experience.
Of course, and it's always a challenge. And at, I feel blessed at the moment when my students reach the tiny space of the heart.
Yeah.
And some people say, I didn't reach that because they feel that they will see something huge at the beginning.
Hmm.
Uh, I ask the rest of the students to talk about their experiences. And at the end, they say, oh, I had all this together. And the people who are more into their minds, they have the tendency to see a lot more than usual. And that's the funny part of it.
I know. Yeah. That's what other
Mm.
teachers said. The feminine energy is just there. It's natural
Mhm.
for them. No need
Yeah,
to
it
explain.
is.
It's a natural state. For the more logical male energy, it's more of a explosion of experiences and light and perceptions and images that
Mhm.
they were not aware of before. It's a fascinating
Yes,
process. I really
it
think
is.
that the ideal state is a coherence, a permanent connection between mind and heart. I mean, we mostly the seat of our awareness is behind our eyes, so we're mostly stuck in here. But connecting with the electromagnetic center, or better, the magnetic center within our body, so the heart, is really, really fundamental and central. I wonder why, through evolution, we got kind of split up between mind and heart. It doesn't really make sense.
Because it's, I think it makes sense because they built up the society in order to control our minds.
Right.
No one can control your heart.
Interesting.
People still believe that when you are in love, your heart is being controlled, but it's not. The brain is. All the things we see on the news now,
Yeah.
in order to control you, but no one could touch your heart. So when I teach that course, I always say to my students, listen, don't try to kick your brain out. Keep it here. We need to train the brain to new techniques because when your heart is activates, your brain at the beginning feels fear, but later on it relaxes.
Mm. That's
We need the brain because it's part of our life.
Thanks for sharing
The-
that. I never thought
Mhm.
about the fact that there's no way to control the heart. The heart always knows, and it's something that people
Mhm.
don't speak about. It.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
value. It's a valuable principle, definitely.
Mhm. Mhm.
Can
And
you?
you shouldn't fight the heart over the brain or the because when you fight, the brain wins because the energy moves to brain, so it wins
What's up?
because the heart doesn't feel the urge to fight,
Mm.
doesn't care.
Mm. Um, were there, so how long have you been teaching the ATIH? Since 2014, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
And can you share some of the experiences of your students? I mean, were there any extraordinary experiences or students that
Hmm.
really had incredible experiences?
Every group is unique.
Mm.
Every group, every human being that comes into that course, it's unique because he or she is ready to move to the next step of her personal evolution. And what can I say? Uh, I had a great experience with one of my students who is a doctor, and she always said, Iliana, I cannot visualize, I cannot do that, I cannot do that, the other. And at one point, she went into the heart and she couldn't believe that she could do a lot more than all the books she already taught in medicine. And next to her, another lady was meditating with her. She wasn't a doctor, and she saw details of the heart that none of us who are not doctors could recall. She started to talk about the tiniest little pieces of the heart that could she visualized. And the doctor was like, really? You could see that? You can see. So the rest of the group started to talk about the heart, the real instrument where we call heart,
Physical, the physical heart.
physical heart.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And that was something for me because it broke some of her beliefs that only doctors can know how the heart looks like. Everyone can see. The trick is to connect.
Mm.
So the reason I'm doing that part of the evolution, and partly because it's one of my purposes to do, is the way that Drunvalo combined all this information in order to break these beliefs and reach higher states of mind and heart. Um, Other experiences, when they create their Merkaba,
Mm.
I see sometimes colors. I mean, every student has its color. Usually we see Merkaba as white and golden light, but some people have colors in their Merkaba
Mm.
that elevate probably from their aura. It's part of their electromagnetic field.
Mm.
And that is beautiful. I wish I could picture that, but it's inside here and inside here, so I cannot take a picture of it. It's my internal camera that take this picture. Um,
I have a staying on the pragmatical. Um, are there any example of your students or yourself using the Merkaba, using the tiny space of the heart to take care of the three major things that everyone wants: money, health, and relationship? You know, the three little things that supposedly give you massive that we have to balance in our life so that we can
mhm.
achieve happiness. Um,
Yes, I think they all do that unconsciously. When you remove, in order to reach and fill your Merkaba, you reduce fear. So when you reduce fear from your life, all your relationship get better.
mhm,
Um, your money. issues are dissolved because you coming up you gain new experiences and you recreate. Let's say when you reach the tiny space of the heart, you have the tendency to dream. So when you dream, your body and your mind and your energy lead you to the thing that you're supposed to do, like your life purpose. It guides you, it comes automatically. You don't have to work for that, it comes. So when you are in your life purpose, into that essence, you always have money to survive and to be.
Mm-hmm.
So do or be the person who you wish to see, and then you have everything you wish to.
Very interesting.
And
Beautiful.
that can occur in this seminar, yes.
Mm-hmm.
At least it opens a gate, and then it's your choice.
Okay, cool. And so, have you noticed um, through the years? So you've been teaching and studying this work for more than 10 years. Um, have you noticed an increase in extrasensory perceptions,
Mm-hmm.
telepathy,
Yes.
uh, precognition? Want to give us an
Mm-hmm.
example and tell us about it?
Yes. Yes. Um, I was telepathic from the early years of life up to a level that I couldn't control. When I studied Drunvalo work, what happened is my telepathic charisma became clear. Going through the process of balancing brain, heart, tiny space of the car, or doing all that work, you clear your blocks into a level where your telepathy rises.
Mhm. Agreed.
And you don't have to work for that. Again, the most important things in life come without trying too hard.
Mm.
So the more you work with meditation, being in the Merkaba, that rises is one of the presents you received from that work,
Hmm.
for sure. Because part of the class is to energize the third eye.
Hmm.
So telepathy is part of that process. Probably I learned through that process because I believe we build up phenomena in our system in order to learn from that.
Mm.
Probably to trust more because telepathy relates to trust.
Mm.
When you pick up a message, do you trust your message? That's the
Or do
thing.
you even
And
listen to the message? A lot of people,
yes,
they
yes,
receive it, but they don't pay attention. They don't listen to it.
no, no,
That was
no,
my case.
because yes, because we work hard, we don't have time for ourselves, and we don't stay still at all.
We don't
So
pay attention.
we exactly. If you work continuously, how can you pay attention? You always in someone else's energy, not in your energy.
Right. Can you tell me a little bit about out of body experiences?
Mhm.
And have you had any? And what is your experience? I mean, like literally, what is your personal experience and what you can describe about
Mhm. I smile because it's something that came with me in this earth. I did it as a child, I did it consciously, and it helped me a lot too because I could see things that I couldn't see when I was in my body. Again, I will create a bridge with Drunvalo work. Through Drunvalo work, I learned how to connect with Mother Earth. So, what I did was to connect with Mother Earth and to allow myself to have an out of body experience without picking up energies from the rest of the world. I mean, connecting with Mother Earth can um, allow you to fly more out of your body, but always be connected from within in the heart
Mm,
and the Mother Earth.
mm,
So it creates a breach of protection. I teach people how to have out of body experiences. I do that for over 15 years from my classes, but I always teach them to connect first.
mm.
Because when I started doing that work, I didn't know how to connect. So I had to bring them in. And that wasn't a good experience because when you teach someone
What do you mean by
something,
bring them in?
some people had difficulties to bring their energy back to their body.
Okay,
And that it's a false. You shouldn't allow that.
right,
Our energy should be in our body.
right,
Can be out too, but the the electromagnetic field, but not the essence of our energy should be in our body.
right.
And now I teach them how to connect with Earth, and then I drive them through meditation and visualization to have that experience.
Mm. Beautiful. That's amazing. Have you, staying on the out of body experiences, have you been able ever to move out of time? So going into the past or the
Ah,
future?
yes, yes, of course, that's something that happens. Um, I'm not so happy about it nowadays. Maybe I'm lazy to go in the past, but it's a choice. You choose to do it and you do it. You
Mm.
travel.
So where did you travel in the past?
Yes,
Where, where? What did you see? What did you
forever.
choose?
My my other lifetimes. Yeah.
What about the future?
Future. Future. Uh, Through meditation and when you go into your tiny place of the heart, you know that you will create the life that you wish to.
Mhm.
So you choose to see what you wish to attract.
Mm,
It's part of the dreaming process.
mm,
So for the future, I try to pick myself the information I want to live.
mm.
Like I create a controlled future where I build it.
I mean, that's what we all do, no? We
Yeah,
we on a daily basis, the choices that we make are a
yeah,
basis for our future. Um,
exactly.
so how do you choose how you program your future? How you live your future?
Let's say by correcting the past and creating divine energy at the moment.
Mm.
You cannot create a future without living the bliss at the moment.
Living the
That bliss,
oh the
the
bliss, yeah,
blessings,
yeah,
yeah, at the moment.
right,
You should live now, this moment in bliss in order to create that in the future.
right.
Like that's why part of the dreaming process where Drunvalo suggests is unique because you feel in your essence at the moment what you wish to have to be. So you create.
Mm.
And you don't have to think about what you need. Um, for instance, how you wish your house to look like.
Mm.
You just dream of having the ideal place for you to be in. What you wish for you now.
So instead of creating it with an intention, a clear intention, you just allow yourself to dream about it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay?
And feel that you already have it. That's a good tip too.
And feel that you already have it. Yes.
Yes.
That sounds
Mm.
pretty
For
much.
instance, one of my dreams as a child is um, to live in a society where everyone loves environment. They don't throw garbages, they pick up the garbages. We use really friendly environmental um, utensils. Um, so I create that at the moment. I do what I can at that moment. I pick up a bag of garbages, empty of garbages, and when I go for a walk with my dog, I pick up garbages from the street because that's how I will create the future for me and the rest.
Be the change that you want to make. Yeah?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And that happens for everything I wish to.
Mm.
I bring that i- feeling into present.
Into the present. Yes. That's
Yes.
amazing. And so this leads me a little bit like to one of our last questions, which is
Mm-hmm.
Earth evolution and the ascension process. We for many years we heard it's in 2000 it was the Christian end of the world, in 1000 not more thousand, and then in 2012 it was the Mayan calendar end, and we thought the world ended then, or was about to end then. And now in 2020 actually the world ended, and we're still in the end of the world right now, caged in our houses in the name of a supposed virus, which should be killing us all, or whatever they tell us it should do. um, what is your opinion? Where is the
Okay.
planet going, and what is the ascension process? Tell me what you think.
I believe that Earth is a newborn.
And
I
so,
don't believe that our Earth will disappear. Earth is a spaceship that, that is magical. In a way, the end of the world has already happened. We are in the state where we choose what the next step will be. So whoever wishes to go, all the gates are open.
right.
You can choose, we can choose a virus, we can choose anything we wish to in order to live. Um,
I
part
mean,
of
that's the only
humanity,
certainty in life, right? That we
yes,
will go
yes,
sooner or later, right?
yes. Oh, I think if you study history, you can see that there was always someone who tried to control.
Hmm.
So, what can we do about it? Stay in our heart so we cannot be easily controlled. If we don't play the role of a victim, we can change everything.
That's a good point. That is a
Yes,
really good point.
yes,
We accept what's happening, and it's just a
yes,
matter of saying no, forget about it.
yes, exactly. People ask me in my healing sessions, in my groups, should I do that? So should I do the other relating to vaccines? And I always say to them, first say, wait, I need to consider that. Think about it. And then I will know. Don't rush into something that you're not ready for.
Agreed.
And I believe that we still have the chance to choose. We can always choose. People believe that they cannot choose, and that is really serious. Very dangerous to believe that you cannot choose.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. It's like you giving your power away.
Yeah.
Each government has power because we gave the power to
Yeah, we
them.
accept it. We accept that
Yeah,
that's a law and
yeah.
we have to abide.
But it's all about power. If we remember who we are, we don't allow things to happen. Or at least we can try. When you don't try, nothing happens. We can
Right.
try, do our best, even when you meditate and you bless the world with light and you fill the world with light, you can affect one human being. One! And that is magic.
It is magic. We're coming to the end of our conversation. It's been more than 2 hours, and why don't you tell us about your website, your email address, how people can get in touch with you, and when you're going to have a next ATIH and any other courses that you're offering.
Hmm. Um, I have a therapy temple, I will say. Uh,
In
I call it
Athens,
temple in my heart
right?
because whoever comes in, I treat him with respect and with honor because I connect into the with their heart and with their souls, not with the rest of the things. From 2003, I teach several things wherever is needed. At one point, I used to teach about the angels. That contradicts a lot with what I have studied. I am a
Mhm.
clinical psychologist, but my heart said angels, so I taught about angels. Um, at the moment, I work with people who need to be empowered, strong personalities, divine souls that, in a way, were lost because of all the things that had happened. So, part of my purpose at the moment is to empower whoever comes to my path.
Mhm.
In my healing center, I do several healing techniques, womb healing, psychotherapy, bioresonance. I have created different techniques where I heal traumatic experiences, meditation, how to meditate, lots of things because that that is my path. So my heart leads me to something more every year. Like I change, so I embody new techniques, new methods, where I create in my office. The only technique that I have embodied into my system is Drunvalos
Mhm.
because I feel connected to that. I have my
Website.
website. It's www.ilianadimas.com or .gr.
Okay. And we'll
Uh,
write it down here for people that want a reference.
Okay, okay. I have the Greek version and the English version.
Mhm.
Plus, the last 3 years I have been inspired to create a healing mist. The name of it is Cosmic Blessings.
Mhm.
And through my heart and divine guidance, I have created that instrument. I will call it an instrument of light, where you spray the aura or the space and you change or you lift the energy of that space. That is a new project for me. I love it.
How do you do
And
it? So you spray and then.
And first of all, it is made up of organic essences, uh, vibrational water, where I make, uh, and I create it through sound healing.
Mhm.
I use gemstones and a lot of prayer to create that
Frequency.
mist.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yes. And humans who choose to buy it, they spray their aura
Uh-huh.
and they feel the change. I usually choose not to say more about things, a lot about this. I ask them what their feeling is. That's the most important because I don't want to create
Expectation. Mm.
expectations. And it's something new, and I study a lot about it.
Mhm.
I call it cosmic blessing because that's what it is.
So it's available on your website.
Online, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. And now I'm building a new website
Okay,
with the
great.
name of it, Cosmic Blessing.
This is your website. Want to share your email address and any other way to get in touch with you?
Through my website, they can reach me. I
All the
have the
details are.
contact details.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, Iliana. Thank you guys for your attention. This was edited and will be edited, and we'll make sure that you will receive this beautiful content soon. And please subscribe to our channel. Click the like button so that you can receive our emails and our videos as soon as they come out. You can see them immediately. Once again, this is Iliana Dima. It was a pleasure talking to
Okay.
you, Iliana.
It was a
Lots
pleasure
of
for me
love.
too, my honor, and I had fun.
Yeah, good. It was fun talking to you. And I
Yeah.
hope we can have another conversation soon.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.